Hi, I am Hasturs Queen, and I want to show you how I mod Baldurs Gate 3. It might not be the most elegant way to do it, or the most professional, but it works. And that's what counts. Just so you know, I had no idea what I was doing the first time I did this, and I scrapped it all together from different sources, and now I decided to, well, help people like me who are real noobs to make this whole thing a bit easier. I have 300 plus mods and they work just fine. Okay, let's start. The first thing you need is the official BG3 Mod Manager, and you just type in BG3 and here it is. GitHub is the official source. Don't be intimidated by all the stuff that stands here, just follow the instructions. Here you can grab the latest release and you install it on your computer. I imagine you know how to install a file on your computer, and just follow the instructions and then it will be there. It is very good organized here. I had no problems installing this. Then you will have this here. And this is the official mod manager. Here you can sort your mods and see what you have installed and what you have enabled, what you have disabled. You can also see this in the game. You click Mod Manager, installed, and here they are in all their glory. Enabled, disabled. That practically means that your mod is in the game and your mod is not in the game. So that's about that. This is important to have because you can change your load order, you can save your load order, you can install mods manually and drag them into your game and all that. I also recommend sometimes check help, check for updates, then you have the latest version of the mod manager. You might wonder, what is a load order? And why is it important? The load order is basically in what order your mods are going to be in the game. And sometimes there are mods that should be higher in the load order, so should be loaded first in order for other mods to work. For example, if you have a mod that has two files, and one file is the mod and the other one is an add-on, like a tutorial chest add-on, so that the items from the mod will spawn in the tutorial chest. And sometimes there is standing in the description, put the one mod above the other in the load order. And if you don't do that, it most likely will not work. The second thing that you can install if you want to, and this whole video is mostly based on this because I use Vortex. Okay, there will be definitely people who tell you Vortex is not good and you should do everything by yourself. But you know what? I'm pragmatic. I think my time is too precious to not use a program that does the thing that it should do very good. Of course, if you use mods, there can be problems. There will be problems, okay? There will be things you have to solve. There will be moments where you think, okay, I don't know why it is not working or why my game crashes. But my experiences were not that bad actually, and I think it's in parts because Vortex manages my mods. The only problem with this is I cannot explain everything that I do without mentioning Vortex and how Vortex is working. So if you don't want to use it, maybe watch another video about modding, because I cannot tell you how it works without Vortex. The fact that I like Vortex brought me the name Queen Vortexian. So if you want to join my infernal army of Vortex nodes, you're welcome. just download the latest version and come into my army. We have cookies. This is Vortex. It looks complicated. It is not. The only things you need is downloads, mods, and load order. Now you have the two important programs. Now we can start modding the game. The easiest way is to use the mod manager directly in the game. It's here, Mod Manager, as I showed you before, and here you can see all the mods. And if you say, like, you browsed a little and you said, oh my god, this looks amazing, I want to use that, then you just click on subscribe. You can also read here the description of the mod and look at some pictures, and subscribe means downloading the mod onto your computer and insert it in the game. That is what happens, basically. Once you have subscribed, you will find your mod here in this list. And also here in the Mod Manager and in Vortex here under Load Order. Wonderful. But what if you want to get mods from Nexus Mods? Nexus Mods has a huge amount of mods and really cool ones. I have, I think, an equal amount of both, like Mod.io mods and Nexus mods, but this here works a bit differently. You have to make an account for yourself, and then this also looks all very complicated. But believe me, you can do it. You can do it. I did it, you can do it. You only need Tracking Center and maybe download history if you want to add a mod from Nexus. You click on it, and then you have the description here. I recommend, please read it. And if you don't want to read everything, read the important stuff. Sometimes the mod creator warns you about stuff, or the mod requires something important, and it will not work without it. Normally, if you click on this, there comes a little window if this is dependent on another mod that warns you, but I still would recommend check the description if anything stands there. I'm stupid myself and have sometimes not read it properly, and then I had problems. Don't be like me, read the description. So then you can track this mod. When you downloaded it, you can also endorse it. That gives the mod creator a thumbs up. Please do it. Good. Once you track this one, it will appear in your list here. And here are all the mods I track, and I put all the mods in there that I have downloaded or that I maybe want to download. And this is good because Nexus Mods will tell you if a mod is updated, and you can see it here on the little bell, and then you can see has someone. You can also track mod creators. I did it for a bunch of mod creators because I like their stuff. But you can also track just one particular mod, and then it will tell you if one is updated. You can also see this on Vortex if you go to mods and then check for updates. It will check all the mods for updates, or you just right click with your mouse and then you see check for updates. Then it will check only this mod for updates if you want that. Normally I go into Nexus Mods, check if there are any updates, and then I update it with Vortex. So, good. Then you go to download history, and here you can see all the mods you have downloaded. And I forgot to endorse one of the mods. Okay. Yeah, here you can endorse the mods. You can see what you have downloaded, from whom, and everything. Might be useful later on. Good. Now that you know all that, it's time to download a mod. I use this mod in particular to explain everything, because this was a pain to install for me at the beginning. I had no idea what this is, because look at that. There are files upon files. And I was like, what? What do I have to install? And I made it wrong. Just to make this all clear, I made it so wrong. I could have had it easier if I clicked on something like this. It's under files. I have not said that. Here you have one cute little thing and you can download it. No, I started with this one because why not? Good. To understand the basics is, first, you have two options, Mod Manager download or manual download. Normally, if this button appears with Mod Manager download, best click on this, because then it will download with the official Mod Manager and it's just easier to install. Manual download is also not a big deal. I will show you later. But first, what file do we have to choose? Like here was we were on the descriptions, now we want to download the mod because we need to go to files. Okay, now you have this bunch of stuff, and as you see I downloaded all three and this is wrong. I have deleted this one, but it's still marked as I have downloaded it. I thought that this is the right thing because I want to create a unique tab, alright? So, of course an Asimar would be a unique tab, but this is not what you have to download. You have to download a non-unique tab version, except you have the mod unique tab. Things like that appear in many mods for customization, races, tattoos, scars, all that things. Unique tab is a framework, meaning it is a separate mod that allows your tab to have body tattoos or something like that, or just a greater variety of tattoos, or it's just a uniquely modeled basis, and some clothings are not working on this stuff, and it's a whole complicated thing. I don't have it personally, but many people love it, so many mod creators will do a unique tab version. Okay, if you see something like that, that's a patch. That means that you can use this bardic braid. This is hairstyle on this race mod, for example. Like the mod creator patched something into his mod so you can use the bardic braid. Otherwise, it will not work. Your head mods, your hair will not appear in this race. Okay, here I'm on Bambi's heads. This is just a mod for new unique heads. And here you can see the main file that you have to download if you don't use anything like unique tab. But if you use unique tab, it's called here utab. This is sometimes like that, it's just a shorter version. You have to download this one, and you cannot download both. Okay, but what is this? EOTB. That means Eyes of the Beholder, and that is also a separate mod that uses unique techniques to apply glowing eyes, cat eyes, and so on a tab. But you need a special version of these heads for them to work. Also, sometimes there is a file like this. It's for unique tab and Eyes of the Beholder, if you use both. The only thing you have to remind yourself is normally only download one of the normal or main file versions. That means all this here, okay? Only download one, or they will maybe not work or appear a little bit buggy or whatever. So we are back at the Asimar mod, and here you have 3 main files, and you can combine this too, because this is just a head mod for this race, and that works good together. Sometimes the mod creators will write the main files are compatible, or please don't only use one main file. Sometimes you just have to read and and use your brain. That's always a good thing. I would recommend that. If you're still clueless, ask the mod creator in posts directly. There are some sticky notes or comments, and maybe your question is already answered. But if you can't find the answer, just ask. But please do me a favor and ask nicely, and don't just say your mod is not working. This is not helpful. Sometimes you have optional files. These can be combined with the main file, and it just adds some, like you see here, scars and makeup, or patches for other mods, a nerf in this regard, and yeah. So let's say you want this cute tiefling rat tail for your character creator. Then you have the two options. Mod Manager download works like this. You click on it, and then this comes. If you don't have the premium, you have to click on slow download, and please, this is slowest. Hold on. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh my god. It took so long. I hope you get the sarcasm. Okay, now you can see it's already gone because it's just a tiny mod. It appears in downloads in Vortex, and I have no idea what happens if you don't have Vortex. I imagine it just appears in your mod manager here, but since I used this from the beginning, it always was like that. It just opened Vortex and it downloaded, and then you can find the mod here. There it is. Now, what you can do is, if you click here, you can enable it. That means the mod is in your load order. That means it is in your game. You can also disable it. Then it is in your system, but not in the game. So if you start a playthrough, it will not appear. You maybe ask yourself, why should I disable a mod that I want to have in the game? Well, sometimes with mods like metallic tattoos, you maybe don't want to have metallic tattoos in every playthrough, but you want to keep the mod because you like it. So you can disable it if you don't want it in this or that particular playthrough. And here you can also uninstall them. And if you uninstall them, they are still in your system. And it could happen that if you just uninstall it, some parts of the mod are still there and affect your gameplay if the mod is broken or something like that. Then you can just click on remove and the mod is completely gone, as far as I know. At least I had never had problems, so I guess it was alright. Good. Now you have successfully installed your mod. Wonderful! That was nice. And once you have installed it here, you can also find it in your mod manager. You have to refresh. Wait a bit. And now you realize all the mods I have not enabled before, because these are the inactive mods and these are the active mods, are now back here. This is the only thing that is annoying with Vortex. But then when you go into the game, it will warn you that mods are enabled that were not enabled before, and then you can just select them and then you can just disable them there. And here it is, Tiefling Rat Tail. Wonderful. Successfully installed. That is good. Okay, but what if you want to manually download a mod? So, here are wonderful Coven Elves tattoo and makeup collection. I want that. And now you can see, oh, there is no option to download it with the BG3 Mod Manager. You can only manually download this. Okay, this is not difficult. In fact, it is much more easier than I thought. You click on manual download, same window appears. Slow download, and then you see here, up there, in a minute. Okay, now it's downloading. Wonderful. And then it appears on your computer, under downloads. And as you see, you have a zip folder here. To open a zip folder, you need a small program, like 7-zip. And you just type in 7-zip, or you use any other unzipping program that you can find. I have this one, because this was the first thing that appeared. And download it, and it looks like this. Okay, this is it. You have to search for the thing you want to unzip. You click on, oh, this is German, I'm sorry, I'm German, so this is unpack in English. And you click on it. Okay, done. Now you have 2 of this, and you need, of course, the unzip version, or it will not work. This is a tattoo mod, but we will go into tattoo mods later. Now I will show you how you insert the file into your load order, and I do it with a regular clothing mod first. Here I have a folder for all my manually downloaded mods. They are in parts from Nexus mods or from Patreon, and Patreon is a good source for any kinds of amazing clothing. And normally when you click on something like here from Badwitch 69's Extra Shields, you have a folder here and you have a pack file. You can either drag and drop this drag file, or you can copy and paste it. I only copy and paste because then I have a backup, so to speak, just in case something devastating happens. Better safe than sorry. Okay, so what I do is I copy it, and now, this is important. You go on your local drive, then user, and then maybe you have renamed your user. I don't, because I don't care. And then app data, and you have to write it exactly like that, or it will not appear. The app data folder is a folder from the game. And then you see this row. And you go further as instructed. Local, Larian Studios, Baldurs Gate 3, mods. This is a list where you can see all your mods. Again, this is the same thing that appears in Vortex and in the BG3 Mod Manager. And here, you put the file in. I don't, because I have this already in my game. Once the pack file is in there, it will appear in your mod manager here where test stands. And then you just take this mod and drag it into your load order, and then it will appear in your game. So as long as it is here in your inactive mods, it will not appear in the game. Okay, this was how you install a basic pack file. There are some mods that are more complicated with DDS files, but that's mostly done with the mod manager, and you don't have to do that manually. I have also no idea how to do this. I had one mod that I had to manually install and insert into the game, but there was a very good instruction on how to do this, so I just followed that. It worked perfectly. Read the description. I cannot say it enough. Read the damn description of the mod. Okay. Good. Now, we have one thing left, and that is tattoo, scar and makeup mods. They work differently, and that's why I selected this mod to show you. This mod contains a generated folder, and this generated folder has multiple folders underneath it. Public, shared, assets, characters, models, shared assets, shared atlas, resources, and here you have the atlases. An atlas is basically just okay. This is how an atlas looks like. So it's basically a picture of the tattoos that will then appear on your tab. And to be honest, I prefer to download scar, tattoo and makeup mods manually, because it is way more practical for me to use them. Now we have to put this atlas into the game, because right now it is not. And I will show you the exact path. You have to go to your local drive, then program x86, and then Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Baldurs Gate 3, and then you need the data folder. And here you have the generated folder. Normally this folder is not there. You have to put it into the data folder. Once you've downloaded any one tattoo mod, makeup mod or scar mod, you will have this generated folder in there. So if you select Mari's tattoos here, there is the generated folder with all the other folders in there, and at the end the atlas. Now one thing is also important. Tattoos and makeup go into shared atlas, while scars go into shared skin. It will not work if you put the wrong atlas in the wrong folder. Now you have two options. Either you create this folder in folder in folder in folder by yourself, but it has to be named correctly. Like you cannot miss something like here on models there is this underline, I don't know how it's called in English, I'm sorry. But you also don't have to. Just take one of your tattoo mods, copy the generated folder, put it in there, and then you have it ready. You only need to do one more thing. If you have, as I said, a scar mod, you can just go into scars. I have here Mari's scars, for example, and you go just through the folders until you are on shared skin, and then you copy this folder and put it in there. It looks just exactly like shared atlas, but it's called shared skin, and you are ready to go. And once you have this set up, everything else is so easy. You just go to the end of this mod, copy the atlas, put it in there, and you're good to go. Now, you have your atlas here. This one is from one of my tattoo mods that I have already installed, and I copy it, I paste it, it's there. Now it will appear in your game. It will not appear in your load order. This is all correct. You will see that it works. I show you. We will start now a existing save with new mods and updated mods. So these are the updated mods. As you see, you can downgrade them to the previous version, and all the mods that the game detected that are new. Okay, now you select what you want to go with in the game. Of course, no two tattoo mods at a time, because that will not work. They will override each other and you have, well, nothing. Once you selected all the mods you want and what you don't want, you click on Start Game. You should keep one thing in mind, and this is very important. Do not download 300 mods and start a playthrough with them. That is stupid. Please don't do that. Start with, I say, 3 to 4 mods and check if they work. But do not start with so many mods. If something is not right or is broken, you will not, I mean, you can figure out what mod the problem caused, but you have 300 of them. So this is not smart, okay? Please start with 3 to 5 mods, check if they work, and then you can add more. Okay. The first thing I do is checking if the mod is there. And we need to check if the tattoo mod is there in the character creator. So I go into the mirror, and this is appearance enhanced, that's why I can go into the mirror on the Nautiloid. So, as you see, the tattoo mod is there. Wonderful. Works perfectly. You cannot do so much wrong with a tattoo mod, aside of the fact that you can add 2 tattoo mods and they will not work. But the game will most likely not break if you use a tattoo mod, only if the mod itself is broken. The good thing with these atlases is that you can change them at any time and nothing bad will happen. For example, you have selected a tattoo atlas and you tried it on your tab and then you realize, okay, I don't like that. Then you can just delete the atlas and put another atlas in it, and it will appear on your tab. I'm able to do this even with a running game, like I am in the playthrough and I change the atlas. I have to wait a little bit, but then the new tattoos or scars or makeup will appear on my tab. Maybe it is because I use appearance enhanced, but I don't know. I just found this out by accident. But it is not necessary to do it like I do it. The only thing you have to do is put a new atlas in there, load your save again, and then you have the new tattoos for your tab, or scars, makeup, whatever. What I have done to have an overview over all my mods and things that can happen, or where I have to put files like you see here. This is a file that changes a dialogue in the game. This is for opening a dialogue with Astarion, and you have to put it into this very path in order for it to work. And things like that I have written just everything in there, what I need to know. And this is also here I have, like, you cannot read it because it's in German, but I have written, attention, only enable 1 tattoo mod at a time. And if I want metallic tattoos, I need to toggle on Poesie Libris, metallic tattoo, and then it's metallic tattoos. So if I don't want metallic tattoos, then I will not enable it. So like little warnings like that. And then I have just copied all of the tattoo and scar and makeup mods and put it in there. One thing you have to keep in mind with scars, and scars only, if you change the scars, all scars in the game will be changed, also those of NPCs. So if you find a mod that has rather funny scars, expect that the NPCs will also look a bit funny. I have done a little bit more work to get this right, but this is just important for me, and it's what it was okay. I also have so many dye mods, and then I made myself a lot of work to just collect all these pictures from the mod page with the dyes and put them in separated color folders. So if I want to have blue, I go in there and I have all the blues from different mods in there. I named them like... This was a lot of work. It was completely unnecessary, but yeah, sometimes I do things like that just to have it more easy to access it. I love sorting things. This is, yeah, sorting things is wonderful. So, about the tutorial chest. Some mod descriptions said you can find the item in the tutorial chest. And they mean just this chest, right here. all mods that are summoned in the tutorial chest will appear here. And as you see, I have quite a lot. These are mostly clothing, swings, items like this gift of the Great Ancient, dice, all that stuff will appear in this chest. And here you can test the things out, and I give you an example. Recently I downloaded this new version of Niels Bang-N-Bart gear, and to test it you just put the things on your tab. Okay, works perfectly fine. Sometimes there are minor issues that can occur. For example, you see this hat has removed the hair from my tab, so this can either be because of the hat preset that I use, because this is a modded one, or there is a minor mistake in the mod, so it removes the hair and does not add new one, because this hat usually has hair, other ones than I had currently on my tab, but there should be hair. So another thing that I realized with this one is this hat here, this is clearly not as it should look. And what you can do then is you can test if this is just an issue with the hat, meaning you do some research, you look at the description of the mod, you look at the comments that are written on the mod, maybe someone else has this issue, and if you can't find out what the problem is, then you can always ask the mod creator. Please be polite, don't write your damn mod is not working, your mod breaks my save, whatever. You don't know if this is the mod that breaks your save, okay? And even if, maybe it is not the fault of the mod creator. So you can kindly ask, here I have this issue, the head is invisible and removes all the hair. Normally things like that will be fixed at some time. So this can happen. But in this way you can check if it's a problem that is maybe because of something you have, or that is just not working with the things you have selected. And I mean, this is the first time something like that happened to me, that a hat is not appearing correctly. So I already spoke with the mod creator, and I think that this is an issue from the mod and it will be fixed soon. Yeah. I want to tell you how you can get this chest anywhere in the game. So you can change your clothing, you can use your dice and stuff like that. Of course, there is the possibility that you can buy all this by vendors, but some of the mods don't have this option, so you need to summon this tutorial chest. And there are mods that do exactly that, they summon the tutorial chest. And if you don't have that much items in your tutorial chest, this is perfectly fine. You have a spell like this with appearance enhance here, and you click on it and your tab will make a spell, and then the tutorial chest will appear here in your inventory. You need to do this in turn-based mode, or else the thing will disappear after, I don't know, 10 seconds or something. That is only for your safety, because if you have that many items that are not in the game, it can break your game. And that is not good, and that's because it is just a summoning. So once it is in your inventory, you can click on it, you can select the things you want and put it out of the chest, then it will be in the game and you can use it. You should not have many huge clothing mods, for example, and just drag them all into your inventory or in your camp chest, because the more items you have in there, the more likely it is that your game is broken. One thing with this is very annoying, and that is equip is an action. That means if you want to change some things, either you have to pull the thing out of the tutorial chest, like a package of clothing, you pull it out in your inventory, then you let the tutorial chest disappear, you try everything on, you summon the tutorial chest again, put the things back into there and let it disappear. This is a possibility where you can get rid of that stuff. But it was so annoying to me that I have to do all this stuff to access what I have in the tutorial chest. And that's why I personally don't have a mod like that. And maybe now you wonder, how do I access all that? Well, I have the Shipment Framework. And the Shipment Framework is a little mailbox in your camp chest. And in this mailbox there is the tutorial chest, and there is a scroll where you can update the tutorial chest. And since this is a framework, this works so perfectly. You don't have to go into turn-based mode, you can just access your stuff, and this was way easier for me. That doesn't mean one thing is better than the other, it depends on what you prefer. If you have the cheater spell scrolls, which I also don't have because that is nothing I need for my game, this is basically for me a dress-up game with cool combat and cool companions. So yeah, that's nothing what I need, but if you have that, there is already a tutorial chest summoning in it. And it is very good. I would recommend using the cheater spell scrolls. Good. I think I have covered everything you need to know about modding your game. If you would ask me what mod is a safe bet, so your game is not crashing, there is no guarantee. Every mod can cause problems, and it is also not guaranteed that mods from Mod.io, the official source, is safer than others. I had some issues with starting armor because it's a mod that does some things very early on in the game, and I couldn't respec by withers anymore. It just crashed. The game was done then, and it crashed over and over again. Safest, I would say, is install the mod, check if it works, if the clothing is appearing, if the hair is there, if whatever. Go to withers and respec, go into the magic mirror, go into a fight and see if all that works properly. Maybe also talk with just a companion or an NPC, whatever. You don't need to save this. Just test it and see if anything goes wrong. If everything is alright, you're mostly safe. If someone is modding, changing things in a game, of course there can be problems. There can be clipping issues. There can be... the body can suddenly be blue, okay? These are just minor things that mostly have to do with mod conflicts, with I have not read the description properly, just the basic human skills, you know. There are a lot of things that can happen, and I want to underline that the mod creators make a fantastic work, and they should be appreciated for it and not harassed because something is not working properly. What you should definitely avoid is uninstalling a mod mid-playthrough. This can cause your game to crash. Tattoos, scars, makeup can be mostly safely uninstalled mid-playthrough. Sometimes on the description stands how you can safely uninstall them, but mostly I would not recommend it. Just finish your playthrough and then uninstall it and you're good. The worst case scenario, and this never happened to me, is deleting all the mods, deleting the game, installing the game new, install all the mods new. But I cannot tell you many things about that because never happened to me. If you have any questions, please ask, and yeah, happy modding. Bye bye.